It's the second movie in this franchise, and I still have no idea what the hell is going on. Phantasm II, released in 1988, and is directed by Don Coscarelli, who's also behind such films like Phantasm, Phantasm III, Lord of the Dead, and Phantasm IV, Oblivion. So at least they kept the same director for this whole franchise, which, well, I guess that's not necessarily a good thing, because I have not liked these movies so far, and only seen two, so I can only imagine where 3 and 4 go. And this film is starring James LaGrosse, Reggie Bannister, Angus Scrimm, Paula Irvine, and Samantha Phillips. And the reason why I'm forcing myself to continue watching this franchise is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big contributor and supporter of this channel, David Klimov. Thank you very much for the recommendation. I believe you also recommended the first one to me at the end of last year. And the first one is a movie that I've heard about for a while, especially with that sphere thing that was flying around, and then it stabs you, and then it sucks out all of your blood and your brains. Like, that's the most famous thing from this franchise, and I think when it came to this sequel, they're like, hoo-hoo, let's do more of those sphere things, and one is going to, like, go inside you, like, drill inside you, and then come out of your mouth because reasons. Cool, scary stuff. Well, let's get into talking about it. Thank you very much, David, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like David Klimov and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with David here. It's been 7 years since the events of the first Phantasm film, and Mike has recently been released from being institutionalized, and the first thing he does is break all of the therapy and training sessions that he had, and goes back to the Morningside Cemetery and starts digging up graves, only proving that all of the coffins have been emptied, proving that the tall man is a bad person for some reason, apparently. Now it's up to Mike and his friend Reggie to take the fight to the tall man before he does something. Yeah. Honestly, I have no idea what Mike and Reggie have against this tall man, other than that he ended up killing Mike's older brother in the first one, which, by the way, I totally forgot. I thought he killed Reggie in the first one. Like, I remember Reggie being stabbed by the girl, but apparently that was all a dream at the end of the first one. I had no idea. That's how confused I was about the original one. But even in the original movie, where Mike is just obsessed with this tall man at this funeral home, doing the embalmment and running funeral services, like, he's not leaving this tall man alone. He's minding his own business at first. He's keeping to himself. He's running his business. Mike is the one trespassing on his land, on his property, and throwing a wrench into all of his businessing schedules and things. So that's when the tall man goes and starts taking the fight to Mike, and then it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it continues here. We really have no scene where we have the reasoning behind Mike and why he is continuing this fight and this just war that he has against the tall man. He just goes into, okay, let's break into this hardware store and steal all these weapons because we're gonna get him. Ooh. I said it in my first review, I'll say it again. I'm behind the tall man here. The tall man's doing nothing wrong. In fact, it seems like the tall man is like the shepherd to, like, shepherd all of the dead souls to the underworld. I mean, if he's doing that, there's nothing wrong with that. He's not hurting anyone up here, as long as you just leave him alone. Like, just leave him alone so that he can do his job. But Mike has to be a dick and just continues bothering him. Now, I know that there was some backlash of this movie, but one of the backlashes of this film was that they recast the actor who played Mike in the first one to someone of an older age, which, I mean, really would not have made sense because the first one came out in 1979. This was almost 10 years later, so, I mean, it would have worked out that that original actor could have been playing Mike again, but you know what? In my review of the first movie, I complained about that god-awful haircut that Mike had. and how I'm just like, oh my god, give me some shears, and we're shaving the sides. That is one of the worst haircuts I have ever seen in a movie. So our new actor doesn't have that haircut, so I don't know, in my opinion, he's automatically better than the original actor. So we're introduced to the new version of Mike, and then we just go along with this back and forth battle between this spooky little tall man to these two guys who are constantly traveling around trying to find the tall man. Like, they're traveling around. I forget why. Why were they traveling around? The tall man was just working in the cemetery. Why? Why? Huh. Was he traveling around to find... maybe he was trying to find the girl that had the psychic link to him. Like, this was, like, Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors, or The Dream Master, one of those early Nightmare on Elm Street films. Like, it completely stole the plot point of those movies and put them in here. Because there's this girl who has a psychic connection to Mike, and I don't know if she was from the first one. This movie doesn't take its time on explaining anything. We just go. And I don't know where we're going, which is a problem. I think any movie, even if it's part of a franchise, should stand on its own. So we should have some scenes in here where the story takes its time and explains a couple of things, or at least brings the audience up to speed on where the characters are and why they're doing the things, or like a reminder as to why they're doing the things they're doing. But we don't get that in here at all. We just go along and we see Mike and Reggie being dicks to the tall man again, and I don't know why. The tall man originally was just doing his job and just living his life, or his dead life, whatever it is. He was just keeping to himself, and Mike was being a dick and wouldn't leave him alone. So I'm still standing with the tall man, people. I stand behind that man. I haven't seen Phantasm 3 or 4, so I don't know if he does something terrible later on, so don't judge me on that. But based on the first movie and this movie, I stand with the tall man. He is innocent. Just leave him alone. I'm gonna give Phantasm II 1.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
So guys, if you've seen Phantasm II, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I release next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.